Hi guys, it's Michael at Nomad Growers, and in this video we're going to show a clip of one of our grower friends and family, Nelson Carter at Cartermere Farms in Salina, Texas, demonstrating the trellising method that they use out at their farm and also the trellising method that we prefer at Nomad Growers. That trellising method is called the Florida weave, and we believe it to be very effective for a small number of plants, 5 to 10 plants or hundreds of plants, which is what they have in the ground. They have actually thousands of plants in the ground. So hope you enjoy. I also look forward to a longer interview just talking about Cartermere Farms and Nelson and what they're doing out there to support the local food movement here in Dallas-Fort Worth, and they're doing it sustainably, and that'll be part of our local growers highlight series. So sign up at our email list, and we look forward to you watching some more of our videos. Happy growing.
Nelson Carter with Cartermere Farms, and we're going to show you some tomato trellising today. We use a Florida weave trellising for the quantity of tomatoes that we grow, and just for the labor and time that we can put into it. It's a trellising that works well for us. We also like the ability to compost the trellis at the end of the year, so we use a sisal line that at the end of the year we can pull the tomatoes, we can take the lines up, and we can just put it in the compost pile. So that's say more sustainable, and it saves on labor. So I'll just go through it and show you what we do. It's pretty fast. And the other thing we like about it is on our medium to large tomatoes we do try to sucker, but inevitably every year it gets away from us. So the Florida weave is a very forgiving trellis when it comes to suckering. If we get an extra vine on a tomato plant, we can pull it in with the next layer of trellis, and it's no problem. So we just tie off at a main stake. We normally use a T-post, an 8-foot T-post, and just to keep costs down, if you look down, we do use 8-foot rebar. So that's 60 grade, half-inch rebar, which is pretty inexpensive. So, and we have a 36-inch half-inch piece of PVC, just Schedule 40, so it's a little rigid, and that's what we use. Is we call it a wand, but that's what we use to actually pinpoint where we want the sisal under the elbow of one of the plants. There's a right time and a wrong time to do it. This one's probably a little bit beyond what we would normally do it. Some of the other ones are about the exact size we would. Once they get too big, they start to fall over on you, and you can recover, but the problem is it takes a little bit more time. Sometimes it takes two people, one person to manage the plant while the other person drops the line. So this one, I will get it exactly where I want it, and then it's just back and forth. Once we get to a piece of rebar, I go 3 times around, and then I just set the line where I want it and tighten it. 3 times around, and we're ready for the next one. I do use a backpack, so I hold my sisal spool just in the backpack, so it's easy. No one has to manage that. And then if you just keep it tight so you don't lose your last knot on your rebar, you just hit the next plant. We've had a lot of rain, so forgive the mud. So we'll just go down the full line like that, and then we'll come back immediately and we'll do the opposite side of each tomato. So it just gets sandwiched in between the lines like that. And then once the tomatoes get to the higher parts of the rebar, then we'll come back with tethers along these rebars that go, let's say, east to west. So we'll tie those down to these purlins, and that'll keep the rows from swaying this way. So simple enough. So we're on our back pass. So we've done one weave, and now we do the opposite weave going back and forth. So it's pretty simple. Here's an example. It's probably a good example where the tomatoes got a little too carried away. These are fine, but you'll see here where those should have already been trellised. So, and it's worth mentioning, uniformity of the plant helps. If you have some plants that are a lot higher than the others on a row, it makes it really difficult. So I'll do this a couple times, and you'll see, if you look down the row when I pull it tight, so you'll just see them come up once you. So you can correct some mistakes pretty easily, which is one of the nicer aspects of this trellising. So, and this one we'll probably come back in, I don't know, 2 or 3 days at the most and hit those again. They'll already need it, but you should be trellising frequently enough to where the plants aren't falling over like that. Every now and then they get away from us.